I am momentarily stuck. It's 8:45. I was hoping to be on trail by 9 today. But as I was finishing packing all of my stuff this morning, I realized my water filter is missing. And now I have to wait until the local outdoor store opens to get a new water filter. I pulled all of my stuff apart. And now this is the second water filter that's just... The first one blew up on me. The second one is now missing. So that's frustrating. And now it's going to be like 10:30 before I'm actually out there. And we're back. Out on trail. Only 2 hours behind what I wanted to be, but kind of expected that. Have a new water filter, because you kind of need that. And went full hiker trash. And because this is what I'm looking at right now, like that. This is down, straight up again. One of these situations. And I was like, I just needed to pee. Like, I peed before I left the hotel room. But then, nervous bladders and all that. Had to pee. So I went full hiker trash and just popped my squat, because that's what you gotta do. And I admit it. In perfect conditions, you could hold it. And in imperfect conditions, you just gotta do what you gotta do. Anyway, I've got my resupply here for way longer than it needs to be, but that's what happened. And on my way to Seiler Bald Shelter, and I'm hoping I make it there before nightfall, but 8 o'clock is sunset now. That's what I saw, and it's a little less than 8 miles, so maybe. 6 is behind me saying goodbye to her boyfriend. Yukon and Miso are, as far as I know, still at the hotel. Yukon got very, very drunk last night. So we'll see what happens with him. And Patty already did this 4-mile chunk. So he's only got like 4 miles to do today. So he'll probably end up starting later anyway, which is fine. There's a little more green at the moment, but it is the 2nd of April, so yippee skippy. Our next place to kind of stop, for me anyway, is the NOC or the NOC, the Nantahala Outdoor Center, I think is what it is. I think that, anyway. If I'm pronouncing that correctly. And then it's Fontana Dam. And outside of Fontana Dam, it's the Smokies. And I saw on my weather app that it's going to rain for the next few days. So, like, it's weird coming out of town. You don't want to start again. Or I don't want to start again. And Styx doesn't want to start again. Like, you can fall into a vortex in town. But there's also, like, once you're out, you're like, okay, I'm moving again. We're good. So it's a weird place to be. And my resupply is heavier than it needs to be. I swear I must be back up to 45 pounds at the moment. I spent so much time and energy getting rid of things I didn't need, only to put more food than I needed on my back. Anywho. So, We're doing it again. Still a lot of brown, but there's some green. Our little tramley is kind of starting to bust up a little bit. As expected. We're going to make sure that we meet up again at Fontana Dam, no matter what happens, and get through the Smokies together. And then like one last family hurrah, tramley hurrah in maybe Gatlinburg. That's the tentative plan at the moment. Seems like a good one. Like, instead of trying to get off in the Smokies and take a day to go and visit Gatlinburg, use Gatlinburg as a reward for getting through the Smokies. Was my plan. Anyway, I'm about to start climbing. So I'm going to put this down. And I will talk to all of you again shortly. There it is. It's hard to see how steep it is when you're actually on the trail. And you're like trying to point the camera down. But like there's the road crossing right now. And there's that. That's, yeah. When I'm telling you it's straight down a mountain, that's what I'm looking at. Yeah. Good morning. It is, I believe, April 3rd. He stayed at Siler Bald Shelter last night. It got pretty cool. But, I guess discomfort is part of it. Embrace the suck, as they say. On my way to the Bald now. It's 20 minutes before 9, which I think is the earliest I've ever been up and out before. And, this shelter is on a loop that's off the AT. So like, I don't know, you miss like a half a mile if you just take the loop. But it's quite the loop to get back to the actual trail. And it looks like a little, like, used to be a road here. A little dirt road. Because of how wide this trail is here, this side trail. Oh, come on. But anyway, so I'm on my way back, and the next thing you'll see from me is the views from Siler Bald. So I'm not quite all the way up at the top of this bald. And that's, so far the views are spectacular. There's a little lake over there. I totally dropped my pack there on my way up because I was all like, I don't need to haul that up here because the AT is down there. I'm not entirely convinced I need to get to the top of this either. Like, sorry, my thing is being weird. This is where Miso and Yukon camped last night. Still people up here. Someone's up here taking down their tent. Yeah, I'm not going all the way up to the top. I'm good. That is a spectacular view, though. There you go. I was just thinking, I didn't need to stop for water quite yet. But seeing as how the trail just kind of turned into a little creek for a minute, figured I'd fill up. Looked at where my water sources are along the trail, and I was like, oh, I've got a while. I should probably top off the tank. So that's what I moved to. Afternoon. We are on top of Wyabald. There is a little tower over there overlooking North Carolina. We've got some hikers with us that we haven't officially met yet. Hello.
Hi, Mantis.
Mantis.
Uh-huh.
And Bob, is it?
Yep, Bob.
All right. Mantis and Bob. And that's Stephen, who is our trail dad. Many of you know Sticks.
You guys know me.
This beautiful creature here is Lucy. Isn't Lucy wonderful? And this is Marianne.
Probably tortoise or something.
It's not a race.
You know what? I found this little snail shell one day, and I thought it was a live snail until Sticks told me otherwise. And so I've been carrying that, and I think when I get my AT tattoo, it's going to be a snail with the AT, because I'm moving at a snail's pace. Good girl, Lucy's.
What a
Just enjoying the weather.
Oh, yeah.
Just a walk in the woods, dog.
One day after the other.
So we were right over there this morning. All right, cool. Good morning, everyone. April 4th. Heading into the NOC today. The knock, or however you want to pronounce it. It's the Natahala Outdoor Center. I'm probably butchering that pronunciation. But that's where we're headed. We've been on trail about 2 hours now. Beautiful sunrise. As you can see, it's nice and warm. Well, it's still pretty chilly, but the sun makes it better. Thunderstorms in the next couple of days. Hoping to get out of that if I can. I can't spend my entire trail dodging weather. I know, but I'd rather be just cold or just wet. Not both. And since it's still early April and we're up in the mountains, it's both cold and wet if you get wet. So, anyway, spent the first couple of hours hiking with a lady named Marianne. Me so dubbed her Gilligan. And her beautiful black lab, Lucy, who is just the sweetest thing, but wants to like walk right behind my knees. It's hilarious. Anyway, it's a beautiful morning. I've already seen a couple of beautiful vistas, and we're making time. Today is about 11.5 miles, which I'm getting used to, and it's mostly downhill. There's like one good climb somewhere in the middle of the day, but it's mostly all downhill into the valley. And then climbing out of the NOC, or the knock, is like 2 days worth of just climbing. There's no even down. There's no down. It's just up. So that'll be a thing. Anyway, that's it for now. Forest is still pretty just brown. 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 It's not too often that there are so few trees you can actually see what's coming. But there's the mountain I'm getting ready to climb. I've started to climb. Goes up there. Goes down there. But that's the view, with some of the trees cleared out of the way. These climbs are no joke. But the views are spectacular. Once again, if not for the trees, but I'm going to try this real quick. Way over here. So you see, it's not a cloud that you see behind the trees on the mountain. That is a fire smoke. And I'm fairly certain it's a controlled burn because there's nobody around telling us to get out of town. But it's definitely a burning. And they were seeing that from the fire tower that's up there. I can no longer see it from here. Never mind. But yeah. Fire. I think it's a controlled fire. Otherwise there would be people and helicopters and people would be losing their minds. There you go. Bye. I've seen the helicopter go over because that's the smoke from that fire. But so it's on the other side there, but it's kind of weird and haunting. All of these dead trees here. Just, that's a whole mountainside of them. I wonder what this is. I wonder if this is part of the burn or if this is something else. People got to make their way around this. It's an obstacle course in North Carolina. Blown over trees that nobody's bothering to come out and clear up. And this isn't like an erosion issue. This is just, they're not bothering to clean it up. That's a fire. This is the little ridge I've climbed up. This is where the trail is headed. I'm looking at the ground and not around me. Oh, hey. Straight down. All around. Very nice. Oh, trees are in the way, but that's okay. I think I'm headed down there. I'm taking this moment to contemplate my life's choices. See, that right there, to you, looks just like a pile of rock, followed by mountains and vistas. But that right there is, in fact, a trail. Why did I do this to myself? Just... Why? Did I put myself in a position like this? I gotta get down that.
But that's yours. That's your ketchup. Okay, you want that one. It really doesn't matter. Here, I'll put you on some fries on your plate, okay? Ready?
You know how I love them. Try to get a lot of.
I just hiked the scariest mountain ever today. And it was all downhill. Like, up wasn't so bad. It was going down. They don't tell you about this when they're filming their awesome little videos around YouTubes. Because it's all about the scenic overlook. And look, it's the green tunnel. But they don't tell you that you're going to be standing at the precipice looking into a green void. Brown void, because it's North Carolina in April. We're taking the night off.
That was really good. You want to know why?
I gotta go and find
I forgot
something I can use as a makeshift towel. I'm at the NOC. I just took a shower. I'm told there are s'mores somewhere. I'm gonna go and find s'mores. The NOC was not made for hikers, and you can tell just by the way it's all situated. All the different cabins are on mountains. It's all on mountains. But I took a shower. I'm kind of clean. We're not doing laundry, but the shower's good. Felt good. And now I'm on the lookout for s'mores. It's not even 9:30. This is what it is to be hikers. Yeah. Stayed at the NOC last night. The Knock, the Nantahala Outdoor Center. My entire day today is somewhere between 6 and 8 miles uphill. No reprieve. Good times. I'm not even outside of the cabins yet, and I'm already like, ugh. Straight up. It's a cold day and I'm starting to sweat already. I mean, like, how? This is bona fide starting to irritate me. It's unsafe. People fall off the trail, and I don't know if you can tell, but we're on a ridge. It's kind of straight down. And whoever's in charge of keeping this trail safe is absolutely failing at their job. This isn't a erosion problem here. This is just laziness. And I can't wait to get out of North Carolina, because this is bona fide dangerous. Like, my hiking partner yesterday fell, and she thankfully didn't get hurt. But this is unacceptable. This is unsafe. I came out here to hike a trail, not an obstacle course. And this is unsafe. That is somebody's house. And it is out of the way of everything. Well done. Dreams really do come true. If you can't tell, it's raining. I'm shielding my phone behind a tree. Well, it happened. I'm getting rained on. I've got about 3 miles to shelter, so it's still all uphill, but I'm gunning it. Everybody in our shelter. There's the Misos, Yukon, and Dad. And she does. Oh, it's Delta. I was like, here you go. Hello. We got a mom.
Mom, not mom.
Who's not mom?
Who's not mom?
You're not mom yet.
I'm not mom either.
I was totally in my bag and I couldn't do it. This is my
picture of Yellow Tower. That's what it looks like.
That is a town.
That's how you get a free ticket.
Mom offered me an extra night at the NOC
No.
to avoid this
I
rain.
got to see the summit TO.
And I didn't take it. Like a fool.
I love it when people ask
And
me what
Trail
town I'm
Mom
biking
is
for.
all like,
No one knows enough about tents to
told
know
you
what's
so.
in my name, unless
You
it's
should
like
have
the
said
one
yes.
tent that they
I'll
have.
take it.
So I know a lot of them.
Oh, no shit.
And now it's 6:30.
Name 100 tents.
Almost 7.
Name every
Probably
tent.
6:45.
Name every
And
tent.
it's starting to rain again.
Duplex, Alphaplex.
And I'm gonna have to pee in like an hour.
All the big Agnes.
Big Agnes, pulled her down. Yeah.
I kind of wish I got the Hubba Hubba. Living up.
And I'm like just now starting to get comfortable again. Like I was warming up. It took a while to warm up.
There's like Lanshan.
And it sucked.
I had the Lanshan.
That hike sucked.
Dude, it's like, it's
And-
so worth the wait. I love sleeping.
No, it's not. You got a vestibule. Just get a vestibule.
And like I quit like 20 times on my
Yeah,
way
I
up.
had it. I don't know. I like it.
But I'm glad I
like
did
a
it.
little wiggle room. I like having my bag in there and like.
I survived.
Like getting wet.
This too shall pass.
Enjoy living under the stairs, you fucking nerd.
Oh, and I totally stole a spot in the shelter because there was no room. And I was not about.
It's like a 2-pound tent.
It's a 2.
It's pretty light, yeah. It's like 2 pounds, yeah, it's 2 pounds.
2-story shelter, but I was not about to set up a tent out there in the rain. So I'm probably gonna roll off.
It's a little bit more than 2 pounds.
It was really sucky,
Also,
but I'm better now. And I'm glad I did it. And I don't ever want to do it again. Hello all. Been rehearsing this little one in my head for a minute. So, yesterday sucked. I'm still upset by it. We were expecting rain and we all raced to the shelter as fast as we could, but several of us got caught in that rain. I'm glad that I've got enough stuff to keep my sleeping bag and some clothes dry, because that saved me yesterday. It started raining probably halfway through my hike yesterday. The raincoat that I was wearing wetted out really quick, so I was wet to the bone. And then the winds picked up, and it was cold and wet, and I was legit scared I was going to get hypothermia. And the mountain just would not end. Like, kept climbing and climbing and climbing. And I was in hysterics yesterday. And last night I got nice and toasty warm, which was good. It wasn't a cold night. It was just in like the mid-40s last night. So I was nice and warm in my sleeping bag. But it was still a crap day yesterday. And then this morning, because it was cold and still kind of damp yesterday, even under the shelter. Oh, I took a space in the shelter. There was no space when I got there. I just decided I was going to sleep on the edge by everybody's feet, because I was not going to be putting my tent up in this. I slept okay. Not well. Better than expected. I expected no sleep at all. But I did get some weird dreams. But this morning, like, I'm glad I had my dry smart wool leggings to put on, because the hiking leggings that I've been wearing are just still wet. And my shirt that I'm wearing was wet when I put it on. My bra's wet. I'm not even wearing that right now. My socks were dry when I put them on. The second they went in my shoes, they got wet. And I thought about doing the bag thing, but I don't know, that just sounds like my feet would be sliding around in my shoes all day. I've got this climb ahead of me, and I have zero motivation, and I have zero, anything. Zero energy, zero chutzpah, zero morale. And we're expecting winter weather tomorrow. And I feel like the last several videos have just been me going, this sucks. And it's not all suck. I really was appreciative of being able to sleep in that shelter last night and get warm. All the rooms, I'm told, are booked at Fontana Dam, so I don't know if I'm going to get to be warm and dry before I head into the Smokies. Being cold and wet just is upsetting for me. And I'm cold and wet. I'm feeling a little bit better. I still have no energy. It's a struggle to get up these mountains right now. But my mom did book me a room. It's not in Fontana Dam, but it's nearby. So that I at least have a chance to dry out, warm up. And may or may not bring my family along. It's up to them at this point. But I need it. So I've got probably about 4 miles to go. A little more to get to the shelter tonight. What time is it? Oh, it's 1 o'clock now. I'm on track for being there about 5. Rain's supposed to start about 5. My shirt is dry finally. My socks are still damp, but my shoes are drying out. So that's nice. Hopefully the clothes on my back that I've been drying out are getting there. There's a cute little area down there. Let's see if I can zoom in. I don't know what that is, a little farm community or something. Anyway, I'm still going. Looking forward to a good night's sleep tomorrow night at least. Wash my clothes, get my Smokies permit, and go. That's what I'm looking forward to. It's kind of unreal, and I'm still kind of all sorts of apprehensive about it, but we're doing it. And I might lose my trail family, because none of them are keen on a 0 day, but maybe a Nero. But I'm not in a place where I can Nero, get shit done, and then make it to the next shelter. I don't have that in me yet. Maybe once I've got these trail legs under me. And again, I don't want to be wet and cold ever again, but I know it's coming. And I know I can survive it, but it was deathly unpleasant. And I don't want to be constantly complaining about this out here. I know I'm out here, and part of why I'm out here is confronting these things that I'm going through right now. Is confronting being uncomfortable and being daunted and still doing it anyway, you know? So that's why I'm here. It does not stop the little voice from going, you still don't need to do this. You can stop now. And the sun's poking through a little bit, so that's nice. It's still just brown. Patches of green where some things are early spring, I guess, moss. I was in hysterics yesterday. Like, cold and wet, and just I need to come down off of that. I'm not there yet. So that's where I'm at right now. Sometimes a little trail magic is balm for the soul. These nice people over here in this white vehicle. You're on YouTube now. And letting my socks and shoes dry. Drink some, put sugar in me. So, update. After last night, I started out cold and wet this morning. Obs. Everything you saw before, valid. And got to a gap, and there was a road. And I found out coming down that the shelter I was aiming for was full already. It was a small shelter and not good camping. And I was afraid that I wasn't going to make it before rains and be able to set up my tent and everything before the rains. So I kind of panicked because I did not want to be cold and wet again. And so I got a room. My mom booked me a room for 2 nights. So I just called that hotel and was like, can I have a 3rd night tonight? And I got here. Uncle Paul talked me off the edge of quitting because the last couple nights were not good nights. Last night was just, last couple days, just, it's been rough. And so I'm here at the hotel by myself, and that's okay. And I just purchased my thru hiker permit for the Smokies. And I'm kind of realizing I'm not going to be with my friends in the Smokies. And that's okay. It's just, I'm surprised at how scared I am right now. The Smokies are the highest peaks on the AT, and I have 8 days to get through them. And like the warning on the website as I was purchasing my permit was people underestimate the Smokies. And I'm all like, I'm not underestimating the Smokies, but I'm underestimating the Smokies. Like, I know they're going to be some rough climbs. And I just got to get through it. And the only way through it is through it. And my clothes still aren't dry. but I'm going to be doing laundry tomorrow. I'm taking the 0 and yeah, getting ready. Do my best to be mentally prepared. Do my best to be as physically prepared as I can be. Get something to make sure that my rain gear doesn't soak out again. Because that's going to be a thing. Like, it's one thing if mist makes you damp. It's another thing if you get rained on and you're soaked and you can't get warm. That's a dangerous situation. So, tomorrow, no, I'm not doing laundry tomorrow. I'm doing laundry day after tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to slack pack from where I got picked up at Stokoa Gap to Fontana Dam. Maybe I'll see my friends again, and maybe I won't. But I haven't heard anything in our group chat, so I'm guessing I'm no longer in the group chat. Or maybe they're all just sleeping already, you know, how things go. It's 7:30. And it's about bedtime for hikers. It's about bedtime for me. So, yep. Here we are. All right. It is 7:45 on a Thursday morning. It's expected to be sunny and cool. It's my first slack pack day. I'm hoping to do about 14 miles. I need to do 14 miles. There's no hoping. It's just the gauntlet I set for myself. So, off and away. It's a nice view first thing in the morning. I know it's hard to tell on camera, but that's a steep climb. When Yukon tells you it's a steep climb, it's a steep climb. Whew. Can kind of almost make out the top in those trees. Dang. I'm glad I don't have a full pack on my back right now. That extra 45 pounds would make this really hard. It is amazing what a good night's sleep will do for my mood, for my morale. Last night I was anxious and scared. This morning I was a little nervous about this climb, but then I got over the worst part of it. I'm like, ain't that bad. Especially slackpacking. But, yeah, it was, I'm here, I'm doing it. It's still a climb, but it's not near as daunting. Because I had a good night's sleep. It's amazing what sleep will do for a person. It's a clear blue sky. It's a clear blue sky. All around me is still brown. A little bit of green. The little baby flowers along the edge of the trail are starting to pop up. That is so awesome. Anyway. Good day. Today's a good day. So after 2 nights of intense storms, there's a lot of mud up here. And my right foot is now entirely soaked because I misplaced my foot and I put it in mud. I'm just really glad that they chose to not put on clean socks or try to wash socks last night and dry them overnight. I mean, I'm going to be doing laundry tomorrow. But to like wash a pair of socks and then have to wash them again pretty immediately is... That's a cold mud. It's not even noon yet. It's 11:45. I've already done 6 miles. It's the 40-pound pack that's been slowing me down. Dad and I, Steven, we stopped for a quick bite to eat. He's down retrieving water somewhere down that blue blaze, and I'm waiting for him. And it's windy. It's chilly. But yeah, it was a good day. That down there in the trees is Fontana Lake, created by Fontana Dam. And I am, roughly 4-ish, a little more miles away from that point for my day. Killing it. I am loving this slack packing thing. Although there are some ominous clouds at the moment. And down there, just kind of barely visible through the trees. Oop, right there. That is Fontana Dam. Woohoo! This is my trail. This is not a trail. It's a pile of rocks. And down below is Fontana Dam. Okay, so ended up taking 2 zeros in Robbinsville. So the first night, got off at Stokoa Gap, and then the next day, and you've seen that by now in the videos, is a 15-mile or just under 15-mile slack pack day. It was fantastic. I'm so proud of myself for that day, and I will take slack packing up as a way of getting around, because that was amazing. The next day was my scheduled zero for myself. Styx ended up joining me in the room, and a bunch of people decided to take that day off. And then today was another zero because we found out that there was going to be a bunch of snow and pretty cold winds and pretty cold temperatures up in the Smokies, and we didn't want to start with like freezing temperatures alternating between snow and rain, considering that Anne and Styx both got hypothermia, and they're good now, but we all were like, don't underestimate the weather. So I've spent the last couple of days searching high and low in Robbinsville for... Well, I started out wanting Smartwall, because that's the best, and didn't find it. And the only place I found it was at the Nantahala Outdoor Center in Gatlinburg. Not the one that we were at earlier, but the one in Gatlinburg, which is like a 2.5-hour drive away. And I was like, well, fine, if that's what I gotta do. And I didn't even find Smartwool. I found some brand of something else, and that wasn't what I wanted, but it was going to be better than nothing, and it's real outdoor gear. But yeah, so that never happened. And so I started searching thrift stores around here for anything and everything. There's 3 thrift stores in this town. None of them have what I wanted. Went to the Dollar General, went to the Family Dollar. Kind of found something. I found some sleepwear that I can keep dry and sleep in. and then hike in my thermal underwear that I have been sleeping in. So it's not ideal, but at least I feel comfortable knowing that I have something warm to wear while I'm hiking and something comfortably warm to wear sleeping, and I can keep stuff dry mostly. I hope. That's the big one, is doing everything in my power to keep things dry. The answer is I don't know. So we'll see. It's just after 5 now, and I'm getting ready for everything and gonna be leaving in the morning to go into the Smokies.